Okay, people, what's going on? So I'm doing a quick off-the-cuff discussion about the recent announcement for the DCAU, and that is Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, if you are uninitiated, and there will be spoilers present for the comic, there was a comic that was published in 2015 with the same crossover in mind. They're finally bringing it to animated format this time around. So, my experience with the DCAU, so far it has been pleasant. There's been a few bumps in the road. Ooh, Batman and Harley Quinn. Yikes. Ooh, Batman the Killing Joke. The first 30 minutes of that movie is completely irrelevant filler garbage. Like, seriously. When the DCAU gets things right, they do it well. When they get things wrong, it really, really stinks. And I think that goes for any big time franchise. You have good things and bad things about it. They tend to incorporate either original works, and this looks like an original work just based on the comic adaptation and not centered around the DC New 52 storyline with Batman, which they usually tend to do. It's a lot of New 52 stuff present within the DC animated universe, with some original works here or there to basically create some diversity. I do like the DCAU. And this announcement, I recently read the comic for Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I really did enjoy it. The story is simplistic. It's very simplistic, dude. Like, if you read any multiverse crossover, you know exactly what's going on. The Turtles are transported to Batman's time, and basically Batman finds out that they are inert. They are dying because they're not supposed to exist in Gotham City. This rings a lot of bells for stuff like Into the Spider-Verse. We've seen it before, Turtles Forever. And it really goes from simple to effective because that's how fan service works. They got to create ways and methods for these characters to meet up. So the Foot Clan is wreaking havoc in Gotham City, trying to steal a device to bring all the Turtles characters back to their own time. Shredder, he wants to take over Gotham and his own time, but Spanner in the works, things go bad. He destroys the machine to the Turtles' time, and they have to find an alternate way back. So that creates some conflict there. Then Shredder teams up with Ra's al Ghul, and they start to have an alliance, but it gets really crazy. It gets really fucking crazy later on because you find out that Shredder turns all of Batman's rogues gallery into creatures like Bebop and Rocksteady. It gets really fucking crazy. You see like Freeze as a polar bear, you see Joker as a snake, you see fucking Poison Ivy as a praying mantis plant thing monster, whatever that is, I don't know. Stay far away from me. It's a big climactic finish at the end. You see Batman fighting Shredder, you see the Turtles fighting Ra's. Obviously the good guys win here, so there's no really divergent plot twists that will make you say, oh damn. There are some emotional moments. Like, I really enjoyed when Rafe was really grilling Batman, like really getting in his shit, right? And then they have this moment of empathy about family. Batman doesn't have a family anymore. His family was taken away from him. His mother and father shot by a crook in the blink of an eye. And Rafe, he has a family, and Batman is trying to save him, so he takes him to Crime Alley to sort of talk and give a lesson and say what his true intentions are, because Rafe thinks he's just a pretty rich boy that doesn't care about anyone or anything. The Turtles, they love him. Everyone else, they love him, but Rafe doesn't. You know, Mikey, Leo, Donnie, they love him. Rafe doesn't. I thought that was a cool moment, two badasses discussing what family means to them and how they will progress forward by working together. I also thought it was cool to see Casey Jones come back and say, you know, I got a device, let's go back immediately, quickly. And Casey is arguing with Raph, and they decide to stay because they see that Batman is dying by the hands of Shredder and Raish, and he's being overpowered. I also like, you know, Batman and Master Splinter fighting. I also liked the Turtles acknowledging Batman's Rose Gallery with mentions of the Joker. I also liked the fact that Shredder interrogated Penguin and turned him into an animal, an actual penguin. I love when Batman was eating pizza with the Turtles. It was one of the best things ever. This comic, like I said, pure fan service. It might not be as deep as you think, but they could pull something off here. And I noticed from the shots that we have up on the screen now is there's going to be some liberties taken, because I believe Batgirl was not in the first slew of issues with the Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover, but Batgirl is there. There's Barbara Gordon. I think she's referenced, but I don't think she's actually in. I know Jim Gordon is in the comic himself, but I'm not sure about Barbara. And I know Damian Wayne as Robin, he comes back into the equation. It's not clear which Robin this may be, but from the adaptation in the comics, it was indeed Damian Wayne. So for all those Damian Wayne haters, yeah, you may or may not have to deal with him again. Who knows? Maybe your fingers are crossed. That is Tim Drake. Let's say that's wishful thinking. The art style, I like it. It looks nothing like the art style from the comics, rest assured, but it is something. I think Batman's suit is actually different in this adaptation. It reminds me of his suit in Long Halloween as opposed to his suit in Batman v Ninja Turtles. Overall though, a lot of people complain about the Turtles looking weird, but that comes with the territory, and at least when it comes to the Turtles, it's not as bad as the Michael Bay rendition of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was completely awful. They looked all bulky. They looked weird. I can't imagine it being as bad as that once you see it in motion. What matters the most is the personality of the Turtles, the personality and thematics of Batman, Alfred, transferring over to this animated movie and accomplishing things with grace. Like I said, they took liberties with Batgirl being there, but I didn't read issue 2 of this Batman v Ninja Turtles thing because there is more actually out there that I didn't read. The ending sort of leaves it up to interpretation that the Turtles will be back in Batman's timeline anyway, so maybe they could actually make a sequel to the second comic series. It's something not too outlandish, I want to say, that they have enough criteria there for people who like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like me and people who like Batman like me and just mash it all together. I think bringing the big bads in like Shredder, maybe if you want to do something new like Krang or something. They mentioned Krang, they mentioned the other people, but they didn't get teleported in except Shredder. Maybe add in the big climactic battle with Batman's villains turning into animals from Shredder's work and just have an all-out brawl. I mean, that would be awesome. Eventually Batman does team up with the Turtles, so I think the title itself is kind of a misnomer. They do fight, Batman and the Turtles, they do fight for like a few panels and then that's it. They only fight once, I believe. The rest is just training. Batman's fighting and training with Leonardo and Batman fights them once and that's it, I believe. So yeah, you won't get a lot of that throughout the movie. It kind of reminds me of the slight misnomer with Justice League versus Teen Titans. Like they want to draw you in with the fact they're fighting first, but eventually they team up anyway because good guys, they got to be on the same side. I am looking forward to this. But again, I do have some skepticism if they decide to get things wrong when they decide to play around with new ideas, because we've seen DC play around with original ideas before and it really didn't pan out as well, especially the whole filler with Killing Joke. I will always be bitter about Bruce fucking Barbara on the rooftop due to Bruce Timm's fantasies and a gargoyle watching because he can't let it go. He's the living embodiment of that stone gargoyle. Like, holy fuck, man, get Bruce Timm off the stage. I do think that Troy Baker is going to be playing the Joker and Batman in this movie, so it kind of reminds me of his role with Batman The Enemy Within, where he was Bruce Wayne, and then Batman Arkham Origins, where he was playing the Joker. I think he does a good job at both, but I don't know why for this film they casted him as both characters. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't looked too much into the film casting, so I don't have much of an idea. I'll put it down in the description below in case you want to check it out. Anyway, I'm looking forward to this. There hasn't been a really good Turtles animated movie, in my opinion, in a long time, and I think they really needed this, so I'm glad they broke barriers and decided, fuck it, we're going to adapt this and see what we can do with it. What DC usually does, though, is, again, they really don't give a lot of theater support, so I don't expect this to be in theaters. If it runs at a runtime at about an hour, it'll be there for like maybe limited releases and that's it. But I will be looking forward to this on Blu-ray. Yeah, like all my DC movies. Anyway, damn, I think the last animated Turtles movie I watched was Turtles Forever. That was like 2009, bro. Holy shit, goddamn. Tell me what you think in the comments below about the Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover that's being done in the DC animated universe. Are you excited? Did you not like the original comic run? Did you not enjoy any implications that this movie has to offer with the casting, with the crew, with the director, with how this is being created? Sound off in the comments below if you have insider information. I want to hear back from you and let me know your thoughts on the conception of this movie. Once again, I will see you guys next time, and I will be working on Resident Evil 2 as a review. Hopefully you guys like that, and hopefully you guys like this. Take care of yourselves, and later.